It's the Nuggets' third time this season playing a 2-game homestand against another team. Can they get a double win this time? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports and movies with good vibes. Let's get it. Someone needs to close the doors here. It's a little chilly, getting a little Murray flurry going on here. How's it going, everyone? And welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. Well, the Nuggets finished out their season series against the Mavs tonight, the second game in a 2-game homestand for the Mavericks in Dallas there. And last matchup for the game, for the season, like I said. So this time, the Nuggets had, again, full health. Starting lineup is the same as the last game with Nikola Jokić, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Michael Porter Jr., and Russell Westbrook. AG still on the bench. Nuggets once again in their white jerseys. They're playing a lot with the white jerseys this month. And then Mavs with their with Kyrie back, actually wearing their dark blues. And we got them under. Nuggets win. Let's go. The final score was 119-99. I think this makes the third or fourth Munder this season. So let's go, Nuggets. Got that win. And we're going to dive into the game right now. So the first quarter, the Mavs started strong, controlling the tap, then lively with a dunk for the first points of the game. But MPJ quickly answered with a three-pointer to get the Nuggets up by 1. But it was really Murray who exploded with a Murray flurry, hitting 3 consecutive threes, building a 8-point lead. MPJ extended the lead by 10 with a floater and to force Jason Kidd to call timeout. On the other end, the Nuggets defense shut down the Mavs offense as Brody knocked down a 3, and Murray's electrifying 19-point performance sealed the Nuggets' dominance as they win the first 36-21. It was phenomenal. Not as quite as dominant as the Mavs were last game. They held us down to only 17 points, but to have Murray have already 19 points in one quarter, that's something that the Mavs didn't do last time. But they definitely have a good squad with Grimes and then also Marshall and PJ Washington. They're all really super aggressive, and they I think this time around they just didn't know what they were doing. I think they might have done what the Nuggets did when Jokić comes back in, and they kind of relaxed a little bit, thinking that Kyrie was going to carry them. But luckily, the Nuggets definitely held Kyrie down. And I think a lot of that just had to do with Brody. He really did a good job. Him and CB actually both did good jobs holding Kyrie down. So then the second quarter started off with DJ going to the line for 2, making 1. A little later, AG gets fouled and makes both buckets, getting the lead up to the biggest point at that point of 20. Nuggets lean in with the 2-man action of Brody to DJ for lobs and dunks to keep the lead strong, ending with DJ going back to the line for 1 of 2 and gets the Nuggets first to 50. As Mavs called their second timeout, Jokić and Murray re-entered the game at 6:30 mark, which is typically, again, the usual time they get Jokić back in. And reigniting momentum, though, PWat delivered an electrifying dunk from a Murray lob. That it was perfect. It was that plus the foul, we thought, and immediately the refs ruled it before the dunk. So the dunk was no good. It was outrageous. If you were a Nuggets Nation fan, I'm sure you were just as upset as I was, and the team. How was that not an and one? Even the commentators who are usually against the Nuggets, even they said that should have been an and one. But the PWat still got 2. He went to the foul line instead, got 2 instead of the and one. And Murray, though, his unstoppable performance highlighted by a three from in the corner pocket to get his point up to 28 points at this moment. That forced another Mavs timeout. Then the Nuggets ended the half leading 71-45, outscoring the Mavs 35-24 in the quarter. Like, let's freaking go, Nuggets. It was so fun to watch Murray back in his element. I think that's really what the Nuggets have wanted, or the Nuggets Nation has wanted, is just to have Murray also playing well. We're used to Jokić playing well, and we love seeing it. We're definitely I think we're getting a little spoiled with Jokić playing so good. I will admit. But I think what we really need in our heart is Murray getting going. It's the Murray and Jokić action that really just drives the heart of Nuggets Nation. And then you get also the Jokić and AG action and the Jokić and now Brody action, and then occasionally the MPJ sitting in there with the deep threes and everything. Like, let's freaking go. As soon as that starts popping off, we're going to be unstoppable. And so the Nuggets outscored the Mavs in the second quarter 35-24. Freaking phenomenal. Then the third quarter started. Nuggets kicked off the third with a Jokić turnover. Not very good start to the third. Again, third quarter really hasn't been the Nuggets' favorite quarter lately. It's gone kind of back and forth, but the Nuggets quickly recovered with a floater from Jokić for the first points of the half and the quarter. Mavs would cause back-to-back turnovers though, and missing luckily the first chance to capitalize it, but then Klay Thompson capitalized on it on the second go around with a layup, because the first time he tried a three, missed a three, came back around, did the layup instead. Despite a strong push from the Mavs, Brody extended the lead to 31 with free throws for what would be the largest lead of the night. The team battled evenly, really, throughout the third this quarter as Jokić secured another triple-double. And let me just say before that, he had a double-double, and he had a double-double without even scoring double digits at this point. Like, that's crazy. He didn't even score that much in the game to really in overall, but to already get a double-double without even scoring, I'm sure Jokić is on the level that he could get a triple-double without even scoring points. Like, that's how crazy Jokic's skills are. So awesome to see. And especially when now he's like up there as one of the top 5 stealers of the league right now. He leads, I think it's like third or fourth, leading the league in steals now as well. And people say he can't play defense. Like, get out of here. And so he gets his another triple-double, prompting another Mavs timeout. That was the best thing. Like, this game alone was so silent from Mavs Nation. I loved it. I loved seeing Mark Cuban sitting down with his arms crossed, not being excited at all. Normally I like Mark Cuban, but when it comes to basketball and everything, like, I love seeing him sit down and shut up. So the fact that the Nuggets were able to shut him up was awesome, and also that crowd. And so now that this game is over, we can now be friends, Mavs. Like, I'll root for you. I'll root for the rest of the season for you guys to win your games, and hopefully we'll meet again in the Western Conference. But definitely it was a good game to see the Dallas fans being quiet. However, though, so they called the timeout. And then fatigue sat in for the Nuggets in the third, and the Mavs capitalized to edge out the quarter 22-20, though the Nuggets would maintain control despite the slight setback. Like, you could tell they were starting to get, I think they burnt a little bit too much gas, and so then they started getting that fatigue setting in come that end of that third quarter, and they could have easily have won the third quarter, but they just kind of let it go. So the fourth and final quarter began with DJ blocking a Mavs floater. Looked like it was very promising for the Nuggets to keep the lead going and everything. But the Nuggets struggled offensively with Murray getting the first points of the quarter on a floater as the Mavs, led by Marshall, went on a 10-2 run, forcing Malone to timeout. Strother, who hadn't made a single bucket in the game, finally hit a deep three for his first points. He did not have a good game at all, not defensively or offensively. I'm actually surprised that he stayed on the floor as long as he did. And I do know that he is dealing with some health issues with his, I think it was something like his ankle or something is hurting, but he did not have a good game at all tonight. And luckily, most of the team didn't really need to have a good game because Jamal Murray was just on fire tonight. So he Strother hit that deep three, followed by back-to-back jump back shots from Murray and AG, pushing the Nuggets to first to 100 and restoring a 21-point lead. So it was at 31. They chipped it down to 14. And then Nuggets combined with AG and Jamal were able to get it back to 21. If I remember correctly, I think Jokić sat out the entire fourth quarter. And so it was mainly DJ and AG and Jamal with a little bit of Westbrook in there to help maintain that lead. However, then turnovers and fouls allowed the Mavs to chip away as the Nuggets then ushered in their reserves. They checked in, and the players like Hunter Tyson and Zeke Naji caused unnecessary fouls. We had a 26-point lead. They built it back up actually to 26 when the reserves came back in. But then stupid fouls from Hunter Tyson. I don't know what he was doing. He kept on fouling jump shooters. He fouled people at the going up to the lane and everything. They're already going to make the shot. Don't intentionally foul them. We don't have any more fouls. They're already in the bonus. And yet Hunter and Naj both caused fouls that allowed the Mavs to get easy buckets, chip that 26-point lead down to 19, and the Mavs edged out the quarter 32-27. Again, we could have won all four quarters had it not been for the reserves. Man, when the reserves come in, we totally drop down to a G League level team. It is we have the best players in the world and we have the worst players in the world. And somehow those worst players in the world are not learning from the best right now. They are just kind of sitting back and kind of enjoying their paycheck and then coming in and the garbage minutes now and then, rather than actually taking that spotlight and actually doing something good with it. Every single time I'm hoping that Trey Alexander goes off and gets at least 10 points. But he's barely making a bucket. He's causing fouls too. Hunter Tyson, who was doing well a couple of maybe 10 games ago, now he's doing bad. Zeke Naji, he had he has one in a while kind of nice game, but he's not doing well. But luckily the Nuggets still secured their win and again got that Munder with 118-99. So let's go Nuggets. We're going to stay on this high. Throw away the garbage minutes. Let's stay on that high. We still blew them out. Got that Munder. Let's freaking go. And we're going to go into the stats right after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Røde Pod Mic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so let's get into these stats here. So Christian Braun played 29 minutes tonight. He only had 6 points, so not a great offensive game from him. 4 rebounds, though, and he had 3 blocks. He had the most amount of blocks tonight than any other Nugget. He was shot 3 for 6 from field goals, 0 for 1 in 3-pointers, so still that the curse is coming back to him. He's starting to not be able to hit threes. And then he had 0 turnovers, though, which was awesome. And he had 2 personal fouls. He was a plus 21. And then Michael Porter Jr., who was the second highest scoring Nugget tonight with playing 26 minutes and a whopping 13 points. He was the second biggest or highest scoring Nugget at 13 points. But the Dallas didn't really score much either. Their highest scoring player was Daniel Gafford with 13. So Porter tied their highest, and Murray was the most. We'll get to him later. But Michael Porter Jr., he had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 5 for 9 from field goals, 3 for 4 from three-pointers. He had 1 turnover, 0 personal fouls. He was a plus 20. Nikola Jokić played 28 minutes tonight. And, I really think a lot of people are going to say that he held back to help Murray get the game that he had. I don't think that at all. I actually think Nikola Jokić had a not so good game tonight. And I think that had to deal with his illness. And a little bit of me, I don't want to jinx this or anything. I hope that I'm wrong, but I'm kind of getting the vibes that maybe Jokić had COVID. I don't know. Just the fact of how he said what he felt when he was sick, the fact that it's still lingering. It's been over a week now, and it's still lingering. Like something is in. Like I know that right now a lot of people are sick, but something just tells me that he's not sick with the flu. But real quick, don't I'm not saying that verbatim. It's just kind of my guess, and I hope I'm wrong. So, he played again 28 minutes. He had 10 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 4 for 7 from field goals, 1 for 2 from three-pointers, 1 for 2 from free throws. He had 1 turnover and 3 personal fouls. He was a plus 23. He was the Nuggets' biggest plus, despite Murray having the most amount of points. So we'll get to Murray now, who played the most amount of minutes of any Nugget. He played 36 minutes tonight, nearly 37. Pretty much you can say 37, 36-59. So he played basically 37 minutes. 45 points. Let's freaking go. Blue Arrow is back. I've loved to see him get this points in Denver, where he could actually draw out the bow and everything out of the quiver. But he had 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 18 for 26 from field goals, a 69% rate tonight. 5 for 9 from three-pointers, a 55%. 4 for 4 from free throws, 100%. And then he had 5 turnovers, 0 personal fouls. He was a plus 14. The highest player on the Nuggets was a minus or was a plus 14, not a plus 45. Like you would think he was a plus 45 because of the fact he got 45 points. Like most of our points came from him tonight. Peyton Watson played 26 minutes and got 9 points off the bench, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. He has now averaged a block in the last 11 games. Let's freaking go. PWat, 8-ball man. Let's go. 2 for 6 from field goals, 1 for 3 from three-pointers, 4 for 4 from free throws, 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 10. And then Aaron Gordon, he played 17 minutes. Again, he's on that minutes restriction, and he still got 8 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 2 for 9 from field goals tonight, 0 for 3 from three-pointers, 4 for 4 though from free throws. So getting those free throws in, 0 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a -1. AG was a -1. And when defensively though, he had a lot of impact. Strother only had 3 points. That 3-point that I talked about, that was his only bucket tonight. He only had 3. He had 3 rebounds and 3 assists, so he was 3-3-3. And he was a -2. So he had 4 personal fouls. He almost fouled out. And so when he has a bad game, he gets really sloppy. And so I don't know what's going on there, but he needs to tighten up that and be more consistent for sure. DJ, though, he had another good game. And maybe it's just because he's playing his former team of Dallas. I don't know. But he played 15 minutes tonight. He had 8 points, 6 rebounds, so a near double-double, 2 assists. He had one awesome block. Peyton Watson also had an awesome block. He blocked Marshall at the three-point line and prevented bleeding at a moment when they went on that 10-2 run. He had a great block. And then DJ had 2 for 4 from free throws. And then Zeke Naji also went to the free throw line. Despite him getting some bad fouls in there, he did make both of his free throws. And he also got a nice little layup that was really cool. So he had 4 points off the bench. And then Hunter Tyson was a -4. Hunter Tyson was a -4, and Zeke Naji was a -4, and Trey Alexander was a -4. And I don't understand why they were a -4, because when they checked in, we were at 26. We had a 26-point lead. By the time that the game was done and their time was up, we'd lost 7 points. So technically, they should be a -7, not a -4, because all of them were on the floor and lost us 7 points. So they should have been a -7, not a -4. But still won, still riding that high. So overall points here, or overall stats, we had 51 rebounds to their 30 rebounds. Like, come on now. Over 21 or over 20 rebounds. And then we had 28 assists to their 27, 9 steals to their 14. So they stole a lot, and a lot of that came from Irving. And then 7 blocks to their 6. We shot 51% from field goals. They shot 42. We shot 44% from threes. They shot 28. And that's mainly because Murray was just on fire. And then and a little bit of Porter Jr. He had a 75% from threes. He made 3 of 4. So and then we were 60. We were 86 from free throws. They were 63. We had 18 turnovers. They had 12. And we just luckily lucked out on them not making the shots off those turnovers, but we definitely needed to clean those up. There was several ugly turnovers that were just like, come on, what are you guys doing? And then personal fouls, we had 20, they had 17. So still a lot to clean up, especially now that we're going to be facing the 2nd seed in the West tomorrow. So they definitely can't relax. They need to hit the ground running tomorrow. And hopefully we can extend this winning streak to 5 games. So we'll get into big takeaways after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways. Big takeaway here is that the Nuggets win the regular season series against the Mavericks, which is just awesome. And then this is also our first back-to-back win against an opponent, which is also equally awesome. But then also still kind of talking about PWat here. I think he's a huge portion of the success of the Nuggets. We all know that the bench hasn't been great. We've needed a lot of lift from the bench. A lot of teams rely on their benches. I don't know a single team who can win everything off of the starters. We tried to last year, and it just didn't work. We got as far as the 7th game against the Timberwolves in the postseason. So, to really rely and continue going strong, you need your bench. All the top seeds have a strong bench. Cavs have a strong bench. Celtics have a strong bench. OKC has a strong bench. Even the Rockets have a good bench. So it's been long overdue for the Nuggets to have a good bench. And right now it kind of feels like we're holding our breath on PWat and Strother. And right now Strother is so inconsistent. He has a good game every now and then, but it's really nice to see PWat really step up. I think he's going to be the answer right now. I think he's going to get the most amount of minutes in the playoffs for any kind of bench players. And then also it's really nice to see DJ stepping up as the backup five. He's the kind of backup five that we really needed, and we had him all along. Didn't really even need Sarge. I really don't think that we need him now. Like, you could get rid of him, save that money for something else, or get another shooter in or something, or a better defensive person for the bench, because Sarge is not doing a good job, but DJ is. But back to PWat. So his defense is just on another level right now. I think if he continues on this trajectory, he is going to outshine even the head defensive players in the league right now. He is on a good path there. And I've talked about this before. The big thing lacking in his game right now is his footing. And to build off of that, I would say another thing that he really needs to focus on is his ability to finish the play, because he is constantly getting fouled and going to the line, and every time he could be getting more and ones, is what I'm basically saying. Is if he's able to finish the play regardless of the foul, he's going to be going to the foul line for the and one rather than just 2 free throws. So he needs to be better at finishing the play. Finishing the play while also selling the foul, which not many can actually do. You need to have that good trick shot. I know Steph Curry does that very well. Murray, when he's hot, he can do that very well. I still remember last season when facing the Kings, and I think, who was it? It was one of the Kings players totally jumped his back, and Jamal just kind of like flipped it up, and it got in for the and one. It was fantastic. Like, stuff like that, PWat needs to get more comfortable doing stuff like that to be able to really be a threat. And I think that when he does that, he will be a threat when he finishes stronger and everything on these things. So other thing is CB. He got the DPOG chain tonight. So the defensive player of the game chain tonight that Malone gives out when they win. And this shows the never quit attitude that many of the roster have, specifically CB, because he didn't score that much tonight, but he did impact the game on the defensive end enough that, he shut down. Kyrie only had, let's see here, Kyrie only had 11 points. Kyrie only had 11 points, and a lot of that has to do with CB holding him down as well as Westbrook, but he did a great job tonight, and he didn't just stop playing or hang his head down and is like, I can't get a bucket. He's figured out another way to impact the game, and that's the one thing that I love about the Nuggets is they never quit. They never have that quit attitude. They stay on the course and everything. Even if they're down, they're still charging full ahead. Only thing that can really stop them is when they get too tired and fatigued, like the end of the third quarter, or their reserves come in. And then there are several amazing points to this win that I just have to kind of list off. Number one, this was a great revenge 2-game stand against the Mavs in Dallas for that loss last season in the clutch with Kyrie putting up that left floater. Kyrie 100% went out of bounds on that, and it's been eating at least me ever since then. And to see us win 2 games in a row in Dallas was just such a good feel of a revenge. But then also this was another good revenge game to beat them for beating us in Denver in that cup game earlier this season. So already two great points to a revenge game. This was 100% a revenge game. Both of these games were. And the great thing going into this game originally was that because we won on Sunday, there was no way that they were going to be able to win the series. If at most, it would have been a tied series. And I'm more okay with a tied series than them winning the series. So I was already kind of and also kind of expecting us to lose. So that's also great that we still won, despite the contrary of the history that the Nuggets have shown us. And then the fact that this is a great win because we won the season series now because of it. So even though they had a chance to tie it, or they on Sunday, they could have easily have won this series, but they didn't. We did. That's amazing. And then it's great because we have our first 4-game winning streak since early November. Let's go Nuggets. Amazing. So, lots of good stuff with this win. I love it. What does this win, though, do for the Nuggets? So, the Nuggets now, with a 4-game winning streak, are a 24-15 win-loss record. We are now a half game behind Memphis for that 3rd seed. We're nipping on their heels now. Amazing. And we now have built a 2.5 game padding between us and the Clippers. And so we are now also 2.5 games behind Houston. So Houston has a 4-game winning streak as well. I just want to point that out. So we both have 4-game winning streaks. Tomorrow, one of those are going to end because they're our next opponent. It's a back-to-back night. So we are on the second end of a back-to-back. We have the best record in the league for playing the second game on a back-to-back. So I really hope that this is the first time that we will win both games in a back-to-back. This was also tonight the first time we've beat a consecutive 2-game stand against a team. So, it's not out of nowhere that we could win tomorrow. And I mean, with there's two teams who are they've had such a long reach away from the rest of the league, and that's the Cavs and the Thunder. They've just ballooned so far ahead against everyone that it's really difficult to beat them. I don't think that anyone's going to. So I do think that when the season ends in April, Cavs are going to be number 1 seed. Celtics are going to be 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. In the West seed, it's going to be OKC 1 seed, and then the 2nd and 3rd seeds are completely up in the air. It could easily be 2nd seed Nuggets, and I hope it is. But I also will take 3rd seed right now. So this is really still anyone's game. Anyone's season so far for those 2 seeds, but I think the 1 seeds for both are completely not obtainable. And to be honest, too, I mean, the 1 seed of the league right now, OKC and Cleveland are almost neck and neck. They're basically, I believe, they're half a game behind each other. A full game behind. So, but still, they face off each other on Thursday, and let's say if OKC wins, they're going to be 34-6, and so will the Cavs, and so they'll be tied for that 1st seed in the league. So the next one closest to them is Boston. Boston is 6 games behind Cleveland and 5 games behind OKC. So, there's no way I don't think anyone's catching those 2 teams. So it's really down to if the Nuggets hold their ground and they keep on going on this path, building on that win streak. It's long overdue that we go on to a long winning streak. We need a good 7-game winning streak. We now have our biggest winning streak since that early November, and that early of November was against a lot of iffy kind of teams, and they were also almost losses, and a lot of those that was down to the wire. So now we've actually built a decent enough win streak on good teams, starting with the Clippers, then the Nets, and then now Dallas twice in a row. So now it's on to Houston. Houston is the biggest test of this week, because then after that, we head to Florida essentially for the Miami Heat and then the Orlando Magic. First time seeing KCP since he left us, so that'll be an interesting game. I know Paulo Banchero is back in their lineup, and he's the biggest thorn in the side for the Nuggets, so we will see how they fare, but I'm hoping that the Nuggets win both of those, and we can go on a 6-game winning streak. I really feel like the Nuggets will win against Miami. So it's really down to, will they win against Orlando? Orlando is the only team last season that swept the Nuggets. So what's going to happen this season? And I hope that we get the win, and I hope that we get the win against Houston, because Houston also kicked our ass last season too. They won 3 of 4. We only won 1 game against them last season, so they won the series last year. So now it's again it's our first time meeting against both of these difficult teams that the Nuggets have struggled against winning. So hopefully they can get those wins. Hopefully they can maintain this consistency of the play and effort and everything. The defense tonight was, especially in that first half, was on point. That is exactly how the Nuggets defense needs to continue. Just play strong, play aggressive, get up, don't let them get good shots off, and and then you generate offense off of that, and that's exactly what they did. So hopefully now we can get Jokić going, and if we get that Murray Jokić action, two-man action, the Jokić and Brody, like I said before, we're golden. We're so headed for that second seed. So that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports and movies with good vibes. We'll catch you tomorrow.